Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas and happy holidays from the Motor City Rockers, and welcome in to Big Boy Arena, the site of tonight's matchup and the first of a two-game series between Dashers hockey. I'm Brady Beaton, the voice of the Motor City Rockers, and let's catch you up on all that's happened since the last time we've been here in Fraser. We'll start last weekend where the Rockers went out east. They had a game in Danbury and a game in Binghamton. The game in Danbury, well, it was one for the ages, not for the faint of heart. Rockers go down 3-0, storm back, take a 7-3 lead, ultimately hold on to get a 7-6 win and 3 crucial points out in Danbury. The next night, they fought hard in Binghamton. It was close early on, just 1-0 after a period, but the defending Commissioner Cup champions were able to get that 4-2 win last Saturday night. One note in the Danbury game, TJ Sneath, 4 points for him on the night. That ties a season high for any Motor City Rocker, tying Nick Miguel Diaz when he recorded 4 assists in a game earlier this season. Let's move on to the transaction wire, where not a lot of movement earlier in the week, but this morning a few different things happened. First, Mike Wynn went on the IR. He'll be out for a short bit. Replacing him, man that's only played one game in a Rockers uniform this year, Chris Byes. He's in the purple and black for tonight. You'll see number 9 out there skating around the ice. And one other action that was not officially on the transaction wire, but Trevor Babin, he is active and dressed tonight. He will be the backup tonight. Rico Gonzalez will be in net, but I know everyone has been eagerly awaiting the return of Trevor Babin. He will be dressed and ready to go if needed tonight, but Rico Gonzalez, in his absence, has done a heck of a job. Let's take a look at the opponent, the Dashers Hockey Club. As they come in, they've dropped 16 in a row. They have not felt a victory since the month of October. It's been tough sledding for the Dashers, but it hasn't been all doom and gloom. It's not as if they are losing every game 7-8-0. They've had a little bit of bad luck in there as well. They went to Binghamton, took them into overtime in a 4-3 loss. Last time the Rockers were out in Illinois, they had to escape in a shootout. So they've been competing with some pretty good teams. You can't necessarily just kick your feet up and assume the Rockers are going to get 6 points this weekend. They're still going to have to play pretty good Rocker hockey. They've been on the incline the last month or so. They're hoping to continue this here in the last weekend series of 2024. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, I got a chance to catch up with assistant coach Zach Zolkanich, talk to him about his role on the team, what he does, and what the Rockers need to do to get 6 big points this weekend. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Rockers Hockey. We'll be back with my interview right after this.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Welcome back to the Rockers pregame show. I'm Brady Beaton and joined tonight by assistant coach Zach Zolkanich. Coach, first, before we talk about the road trip, the matchup tonight, real quick, I just want everyone at home to kind of understand your role. You're the one they see on the bench. You're the one they see talking. So what is your role with Coach Milam, still having the skates laced up? What's your role on the bench and throughout the week?
Well, my role is really to run the forwards more or less, and everything. JMO's got the backside pretty well under control, but when he's on the ice for 30, 40 seconds, it's hard for him to catch a breath sometimes.
Right.
He's not going to want to get right back on and then start barking orders or saying, well, who's next and who's not going, and just simple things like that. And then in practice, just working on skill work and being a loud vocal voice, keeping guys accountable. And I've been in the league for a while, and I've been around the block, so I know what it takes.
So how much does that, help the synergy? Because, being on the ice is a much different point of view than standing on the bench and looking at it from kind of the macro point of view. How have you, aided Coach Milam in that regard?
I mean, just reiterating what he's trying to say and getting his point across in a different point of view. I mean, everyone learns differently, so when we have 2 guys saying the same thing in different verbiage, it helps quite a bit.
Okay, so once Coach Milam took over, it took a week or 2 to really settle everything down.
Yep.
But it feels like you guys are on the upswing. Points in 6 of your last 8 games. Yep. Feels like you're playing better hockey. What's the difference between now at the end of the calendar year and about 6 weeks ago when you and J-Mo took over? What's the difference?
More or less just buying into the game plan and just the systems that we are trying to in place with this team and everything. We're a young, fast team that needs to be disciplined. And so when we stick to those simple things, we're quite successful, and we know goals are going to come. It's just all about protecting our net and making our way out one zone at a time.
So last weekend, you get the split, an up and down game in Danville.
Yeah.
You're down 3-0. Now you're up a couple goals.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, they got a chance at the end to send it to OT, but you get those 3 points, a 4-2 loss in Binghamton. Overall, thoughts on the road trip out east?
Overall, I mean, it's always good to get a split. I mean, especially being on the road. That first night, I mean, what a crazy game hockey is, right? Go down 3-0, then score 6 unanswered, and then end up with a 7-6 win. I mean, that's just the fun game in the Fed. And then heading to bingo the next night. I mean, they're a very good, older veteran team that plays with confidence. So it was really big for us to see that different type of atmosphere and play against a top team like that. And I thought we didn't play our best game, but I mean, we definitely hung in there and we showed that we can play with anybody in the league.
One thing that's kind of been a trend is shots against are
Yep.
usually pretty high,
Yep.
both Danbury and in Binghamton. Now, the good news is Ricky Gonzalez has been fantastic and at times have kept you in games and allowed you guys to catch up. But what do you guys need to do to bring that shot number down to a more reasonable mark and not be asking your goalie to make 50-some saves a night?
Communicating in the D zone, knowing your assignments, knowing who your man is, and like I said, advancing one zone at a time. Can't score goals without playing defense.
So you're bringing in Dashers hockey. They've been struggling a bit. They've lost 16 in a row, haven't gotten a win since October. What do you have to have that mentality like in the locker room coming off a tough road trip where you know Danbury's a tough place to play?
Yep.
Binghamton's a tough place to play. You come home for Christmas and the holidays and you're back at home and you're thinking, okay, we got the last place team in the division coming in. How do you avoid a letdown and play up to your potential?
Well, we don't treat them like the last place team in the league. I mean, we got to start smart and play the way we know we can play. We got to get on them fast, keep it simple, stupid, get pucks in net, and bang bodies.
So tell us a little bit about the Dashers, because they did just take Binghamton to overtime in one of their more recent games. So they're not a helpless team. It's not as if they're going out and losing 12-0 like we've seen teams in this league in the past do before. What do you have to look out for with these Dashers?
Well, one thing is, I mean, they're very optimistic. So they're going to be on you quick. They're going to score off rushes. You got to stay disciplined and stay out of the box. They stick around in games just because they've got a few guys that can make some plays, and they've got a goalie back there that likes to kick.
All right, Coach, anything else about this weekend? Anything in particular the fans at home should be watching for?
Nope, not necessarily. Just please everyone tune in and enjoy the hockey, man.
Well, Coach, I very much appreciate it. I hope we get to talk a few more times throughout this season.
Sounds good, Brady. Good seeing you as always.
Thanks.
Yep.
He's Coach Zach Solkanich. I'm Brady Beaton. We'll be back with Puck Drop right after this here on the Rockers.
Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, I'll do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Georges here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back into Big Boy Arena. I'm Brady Beaton, and we are getting ready for the Motor City Rockers to take on the Dasher Hockey Club. Before we take another step further, let's take a moment to thank all those sponsors that make tonight's broadcast possible. Park Avenue Productions, PSN Technology, Crunch Fitness, and 106.7 Detroit's Wheels. Again, thank you to the sponsors that allow us to bring you the broadcast at home, whether you're just around the corner in Fraser, all over the country, wherever you may be watching. Thank you so much for making us a part of your weekend plans. Again, tonight, a 7:35 puck drop. Tomorrow night, we'll be right back here. It is $2 beer night tomorrow night, so make sure you head on down to Big Boy Arena. Hopefully the Rockers looking for a sweep as the Dasher Hockey Club comes into Big Boy Arena. This is going to be one that is going to test the Motor City Rockers. Few reasons. One, you go off a tough road trip. We talked with Coach Zelkanich about it. Coming back here to Big Boy Arena to play a Dasher Hockey Club that, yes, their record is not good. 1-15, 3-0-0 on the season. There is no sugarcoating that. However, look at some of their recent results. It's not as if this team has been completely hopeless like some other teams from years gone by. They're no Battle Creek Rumblebees or any of the teams in the Fed, North Shore Knights that just never had a shot. Last weekend, or 2 weekends ago rather, took Binghamton to overtime. They had Monroe down at Monroe in the final few minutes, take a penalty, 2 goals in the final couple of minutes, and they drop it. Had the Rockers on the ropes. Rockers had to come back to force a shootout, won it in a shootout. So they're not playing terrible hockey. Yes, there are some games that get away from them, but if the Rockers come out and expect to just throw the pucks on the ice and get 6 points, they will be mistaken. But the Rockers have been playing better hockey of late, as we talked about in that pregame with Coach Zelkanich. 6 out of their last 8. They've gotten points. They're climbing up the Empire Division standings. Now, right now, 6 points out of a playoff spot, but a strong weekend here can help it. Also, you take a look already, Port Huron, one of the 2 teams they're chasing for that 3 and 4 spot, 6 points behind, down already in Athens, 1-0. So while Port Huron makes a long trip down to the Peach State in Georgia, Rockers get to sit here at home and take on a team that is going to be desperate for a win. You know, you get the feeling around the locker room with the Dashers is that they kind of need a win. They need to get a positive result to try to turn this season around, because the schedule also gets a little stiffer for Motor City in the new year. Have these 2, then New Year's Eve against Port Huron. After that, 2 in Winston-Salem against the Thunderbirds. Then they come home for 2 against Binghamton, and then another trip out east to take on Danbury. That's taking you all the way up to near the end of January. Going to be a tough stretch. Points are going to be hard to come by. It starts here tonight by getting 3 points against the Dasher Hockey Club. While they announce the starting lineups and get ready for the national anthem, we will take one final break. When we come back, we will give you those starting lineups, have puck drop and more. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Pies. I'm currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for Landry right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, starting lineups have been announced. National anthem has been sung. Let's give you the starting lineups to you at home. Let's start first with the visiting Dasher Hockey Club. They come out of Danville, Illinois. Starting in net tonight for them will be number 1, Oscar Walgren. On defense for the Dashers, Kim Mietten and Cyril Nagurski. On the front lines, Lester Brown, Nikolai Salov, and Yusuke Jumanji. For your Motor City Rockers in net, Rico Gonzalez is back between the pipes after getting a lion's share of the starts the last little bit. Trevor Babin is dressed. He is the backup tonight. The defensemen the defenseman for the Motor City Rockers, Nick Miguel Diaz, and head coach Jamison Milam. He is playing his 100th game in a Rockers uniform. The front line for the Rockers, TJ Sneath, Eli Rivers, and Carson Baptiste. Puck drop, ceremonial puck drop has concluded. Dasher Hockey in their road white uniforms with the orange trim, black pants. Motor City in their all black home uniforms, both with the diagonal look. Dashers across the Dashers uniforms and Motor City across the Rockers uniforms. I believe everyone is ready to go. We are getting the game puck delivered. And now we should be good to go. Big 3 points up tonight for the Motor City Rockers. Dashers going left to right. Rockers going right to left. We are ready for some Friday night hockey here at Big Boy Arena in Fraser, Michigan. Puck is dropped and it's won by the Rockers. We are underway here in period number 1. Nick Miguel Diaz turned it over between the circles. A dangerous pass that nearly cost the Rockers early on. Shot and it goes wide of the net. Oh boy, Dashers just moments into the game get a high quality opportunity. Jumanji to the far side, pushed to the boards by Nick Miguel Diaz, backhands it up the boards, sliding for Rivers over the red line. Eli into the offensive zone, short feed to Sneath, backhanded out in front, and it's sent to safety by a couple of Dashers. Hockey Club will go off for a change. Milam controls it in his own end. Sneath backhands to Rivers, can't find the tape. Back into the Rockers' end it goes. Stoshevsky, the leading scorer for the Dashers, races into the zone. Nick Miguel Diaz battling out in front, rebounding around in front of Gonzalez, and the Rockers take it to safety. 2-on-2 for Motor City. On the right wing circle, makes the move in between the circles, shot, and it's kick saved by Walgren. Heck of an effort from Carson Baptiste. He's denied on the doorstep. On the other end, backhand cross crease shot doesn't find a home. Jonathan Wick corrals it, sends in deep. Stoshevsky bangs it back for Wick. Shot goes wide off the end boards. Chipped up into the air and into the Rockers bench. Draw will come in the Motor City end. 18:33 to go first period. Both sides have had some opportunities. Dashers will score a bit. The question is, can they stop the other team from scoring? That's where games have gotten away from them. The games that have been close is when they've been able to keep up with the track meet. Clean win off the draw for the Dashers, almost too clean. On its side, puck goes all the way down. Walgren taps it to the side for Wyzak. On the forecheck, Rockers nearly take it away. Davis to the near side. Spins around as it's in deep. Rico Gonzalez plays it off the near boards. Puck squirts back to the captain, Josh Colton. His pass nearly intercepted. Nick Gullo, the former Rocker, stepped in front of that one. Wyzak, rink wide feed for Weisblatt. Puck knocked away at the Dasher blue line. Ends up on the far side. Poked away again. Trey Fisher couldn't do much with it. Rockers have it in their own end. Backhand to Colton. Behind his own end line, shakes one Dasher. Feed up. Working downhill. Satiros Karagorgis. Leaves back for Adam Kuhn. The veteran races into the corner. He's cut up by Kim Mietten. Along the near half wall, Rockers looking to sustain a little offensive zone pressure. Karagorgis slides one across the crease. Tim Delaney chips it in deep once again. Delaney, far side, Back behind the net, that's Karagorgis chasing after it. He's a step slow, and it's left back for Danville's Sorel Nagurski. Back between the blue lines, lost it. Jumanji has it on the stick, turns around, shot, and it's saved by Gonzalez. Another chance between the circles for the Dashers. 3 minutes into this one, and Rico has already had to make a couple of big-time saves. At the center ice logo. Dumped in deep. It rings around the boards as the Rockers complete a change. Cody Oakes onto the ice for Motor City. In his own end, Zinchenko for the Dashers. Gives it between the blue lines. Lester Brown into the offensive zone. Slap shot high and wide. Gagnon has it on the far side. Milam takes it away. Sends it to TJ Sneath. Sneather tied a regular season record as he turned it over. Shot saved and swallowed by Gonzalez. This season, he tied the Nick Miguel Diaz mark for most points in a game when he got 2 goals and 2 assists out in Danbury in the 7-6 victory. Offensive zone draw for the Dashers. 16:25 to go, first period. Still looking for the first goal. Both sides have had opportunities. Knocked up into the rafters, and Gonzalez calls everyone off, brings it in foul territory, and we'll have another draw in the Rockers zone. Draw to the left of Gonzalez. Knocked back to Weisblatt. Him and his D partner were trying to find room for it. Weisblatt and Wyzak. Back in their own end. Dashers feed up to Zinchenko, can't settle it down. Gagnon. Feed up to Smith, lost the handle on it in his own end. Stoyshevsky races into the offensive zone. Forehand shot snagged out of the air by Gonzalez. Holds it out for a moment, and we'll get another draw in the Rockers end. 15:45 to go, first period. Early on, Dashers out shooting Motor City 4-1 right now. And at least half of those have been high-quality opportunities. Draw in the near circle, knocked back to the boards. Poked away, Davis working on it. He's bumped off the puck. Tim Delaney got in there. Adam Kuhn throwing the body around. Davis from the short side, knocked back down to the ice. Slides to Davis. He can't get up and control it. Him and Kuhn were tied up. On the near side, that was Buys. Chris Buys back into the lineup for Motor City on his first shift. Davis into the offensive zone on the forehand. Leaves it back too far. Kuhn picks it up. He's all alone at center ice. Delaney comes to help. Drop pass for him. He'll reset at the blue line. Dumps in deep. Kuhn picks it up behind the net. Chips right wing circle. Buys after it. Fanned on it a bit. Nick Miguel Diaz came up to play it. Still in the Dasher zone. Karagorgis, assuming that was Tellstrom that kept it in. Rivers behind the net. Between the circles, no one home. Nick Miguel Diaz turns, went to fire, and it was poked away by Trey Fisher. 14:39 to go, first period. Still goose eggs from both sides. Jumanji on the backhand shot, kicked in, corralled by Rico Gonzalez, and that will take us to our first timeout. 14 minutes, 32 seconds left to go in the opening stanza. Goose eggs on both sides. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
Up in front, shot, scores! Number one, now shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll!
Hey, this is Sotiri Karageorgis from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply.
Back here at Big Boy Arena. 14:32 to go, first period. Scoreless on each side. Take a quick look at the shots. 5-2 in favor of the Dashers. Stats all season long are brought to you by PSN Technology. Another draw in the Rockers' end. A lot of the play has been to our right. Waiting for everyone to give the go-ahead. The media timeout light still on in the scorers area. He's essentially, at football, the equivalent of the yellow hat guy that comes out when you're at a game that everyone just doesn't seem to like. We don't have a guy, we've got a light. Works all the same. Play has started. Pinned along the far boards, Nick Miguel Diaz battling for possession with Zinchenko. Now his second jersey has come in. That's Jamison Milam. It's taken out of the boards. Rockers go on the other end. Baptiste working around defenders. Pass across right on the doorstep, and it slides wide, and the net comes off the moorings. And that ends a great rush for the Rockers. Heck of a job by Carson Baptiste. He used some speed to go up the far side, but Oscar Walgren is slow to get up for the Dashers. I think he's good to go. He takes a moment, skates to the corner. Draw comes in the Rockers' end. Sneath, Rivers, Baptiste, Miguel Diaz, and Coach Jamison Milam out there for Motor City. Clean win by the Dashers off the draw. Banked off the near boards, goes up into the stands. A souvenir for a fan. And we'll do it all over again, but we'll get a new set of players for the Dashers. Wise Blatt and Wise Zach, along with Gullo, Davis, and Fisher. Sneath back on the face-off dot. He draws with Gullo, his teammate from a year ago. Tie up on the draw, banks off the far boards. Baptiste, outstretched stick, couldn't bring it in, and Davis has it for the Dashers. Slides to the far side, up and over center ice, Fisher. Horseshoes it around the boards. Battle for it on the half wall. Was headed towards Gonzalez. It was cut off by Milam. Keeps it in the safe area in the corners. Coach Milam trying to protect it. Davis takes it away. Pass goes through the feet of Gullo. Look out, 3-on-2 for the Rockers. Baptiste, far side, drop pass. Sneath, another drop. Rivers, and it's sent into the corner. Gullo guided him away from his netminder Walgren. Nice job by the Dashers in their own end. 13:23 to go, first period. Scoreless hockey game so far in this one. Both sides have had opportunities. Back in the Rockers zone. Milam battling with Sneath, or he left it back for Sneath, I should say. Pass too tall for Wells. Shot deflected wide, hits off the glass. Fisher in the offensive zone for the Dashers. Off the middle glass, Lester Brown in the offensive zone, back to the point. Shot on net, and it's sticked aside by Gonzalez. He puts the trapper on top of it, and we stay scoreless. Heard Coach Zolkanich talk about it in the pregame. Communication in the defensive end. Rockers are giving up a lot of shots. They are being heavily outshot. It doesn't always reflect it on the scoreboard because Gonzalez has been so spectacular, and not all of the shots have been super quality. Sometimes it's been quantity over quality, but still, you'd like to see that number come down a bit. In between the blue lines, Oakes feeds it to Smith. He left it behind him, then it goes back to the neutral zone. Cody Oakes in front of his own bench, up to Wells, backhands to Avery Smith. Between the circles, Smith on the forehand, and he blows a tire. Don't know if it would have been the best shot, but he could have put something on net and maybe caused some chaos. At the Dasher blue line, chipped ahead. Brought in by Jumanji, right wing circle, shot goes wide of the net. Out past the glove of Gonzalez. On the near side for the Rockers. Gagnon leaves it back, Oakes. Chips ahead to Wells. Battle for it, Karagorgis. Had it poked away. Brown thought he had it. Karagorgis took it. Instead, he gives it right back to the Dashers. Jumanji, offensive zone, backhand between the hash marks, and it's knocked to the side. That's Jacob Gagnon. Spelled the same as Gagnon, but pronounced differently. A broadcaster's dream. 11:40 to go, first period, and Gonzalez snatches that one hip high out of the air. Still scoreless. So yes, for the Dashers Hockey Club, Jacob Gagnon is spelled the same as the Rockers forward Samuel Gagnon, both spelled Gagnon. Quick shot and a save by Gonzalez. That one center mass. No one making a change. Karagorgis a little antsy off the draw. And a draw right to Gonzalez. The last handful of home games, it feels like there's always one stretch where we'll get about 5 whistles in 3 seconds of game time. Have a feeling this is another one. Karagorgis was early, so he gets kicked out of the face-off circle. False start on Karagorgis. No 5 yards. Instead, it's just Tellstrom that needs to take the draw. And a clean win for Danville. Gagnon shot deflected out in front, and Gonzalez still able to get a stick on it. Karagorgis 2-on-2. Him and Kuhn into the offensive zone. Shot gloved by Walgren. He looked that one right into the mitt. And a quick whistle, but this time it's in the Dasher end. 11:21 to go, first period. 0-0 hockey game. Draw goes to the left of Oscar Walgren. Him and Gonzalez have stopped everything at them tonight. Again, very early. Only 3 saves now for Walgren. Off the draw. Everyone a little antsy. Sometimes I feel like the linesmen know that, and they just hold it for a half of a beat extra. Gullo with the clean win. Rivers chases after it. Can't get it in time. Davis takes it off the bank. Pocket picked. Still in the Dasher's end. To the right side, Sneath races after it off the corner. 2-on-1, and Sneath goes down, loses the puck. Davis into the offensive zone, leaves it back on the near side. Fisher, backhand pitchforks it into the corner. Off the end wall, Fisher went to pass it, lost it. Gonzalez said, I don't need the stick, I'll use my blocker, and grab the puck. Another freeze. And a chance for the Rockers to take a deep breath. 10:55 to go, first period. Dashers 0, your Motor City Rockers 0. On the far dot. Sneath wins the draw, rings along the boards, and Miguel Diaz was trying to get Baptiste a running start. Baptiste was knocked down. Him and Weisblatt connected, and I believe it is an icing call, and Baptiste and Weisblatt having some words. Or are they going to get the interference? They will get the interference call. I didn't see the arm go up initially. It is the right call. You had Carson Baptiste racing down the ice, and Weisblatt did more than just get in his way. That means it's time for a Rockers power play powered by Continental Electric Products. Proudly made in Michigan, Continental Electric Products provide power solutions to industry. Continental, a premier partner of your Motor City Rockers. 2 minutes on the board for Dasher hockey as the first power play of the game goes to the Rockers. Oaks, back to the point. Colton slides to the far side, back behind the net. Rivers, far hash marks, takes his time, surveys the scene, walks it up, shot, saved by Walgren. 19 seconds into the Weisblatt minor penalty. Sneath to take the draw. Clean win for Sneath, although it took him a moment. Oaks walks it up, left circle, shot, and it's sticked up into the netting. That's the look you want on the power play. Cody Oaks had it on the forehand. He was winding it up and then snapped it. Just a better save by Oscar Walgren. So Sneath, Baptiste, Rivers, Oaks, and Colton will stay out there. We are ready to go. 1:34 left to go in the minor penalty. Off the draw. Battle for it. Rivers trying to box out Nagurski. Puck pinned to the corner. Dashers will happily let some time melt off. Oaks, far side Colton. He settles it down. The captain Surveys the scene, slides to Baptiste, right wing circle, in close, and it almost just, it's a shot. I think it was intended as a pass, ended up between the pads of Walgren, and both sides will make a change. 10:02 to go, first period, still scoreless. 1:14 left to go on the Weisblatt interference minor in the Rockers power play. Tellstrom, Kuhn, Wells, Milam, and Miguel Diaz out there for Motor City. Trying to light the lamp for the first time tonight. Tellstrom off the draw, backhands it off the corner, goes back to the far point. Miguel Diaz shakes the dasher Kabatayev. Wells back to the point. Milam in deep, battling for it. And the Dashers get it out of their own zone for the first time this penalty kill. Rink wide pass. Tellstrom can't hacky sack it to himself. Gagnon going the other way, but he's a bit offsides with 9:36 to go in the first period. Fans, if your sides are a little off, remember Great Clips keeps your hair on sides. Located in the mire just across the street from Big Boy Arena, Great Clips is the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. 9:36 to go first period. We'll have more of the power play when we come back. The final 48 seconds, in fact. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, I'll do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
Superior Georges here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
Hey, this is Josh Cullen from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 9:36 to go in the first period. 48 seconds left to go on the minor penalty to Dasher Hockey Club's Ocean Weisblatt. Be a neutral zone draw, slightly tilted towards the Rockers' end. Off the draw, Rockers control it in their end. Behind Gonzalez, errant pass. Gagnon gets the shot punched away by Gonzalez. Wells collects it. 33 seconds left to go in the 5-on-4. Kuhn into the offensive zone. Banks it off the end boards. Chases after it himself. He overskates it, and Gagnon backhand past Kabatayev. Left wing circle, pass across, and it doesn't find the stick of the intended target. That was number 83, Nikolai Salev. Short side shots knocked away. Miguel Diaz couldn't find any luck. Final 5 seconds left to go in the Continental Electric Products power play. And the Dashers kill their first penalty of the night. Baptiste chased after his own shot. Behind the net, his pocket was picked. That was Mietten. Slides to the near corner, 8:37 to go, first period, still looking for the Knights' first goal. Baptiste picks it up, and just as the Rockers end a power play, they'll go on the penalty kill. We'll see who they take. It looks like it's the big man, Tristan Wells. So 8:32 to go in the first, and the Uno reverse card played. Dasher Hockey going on the man advantage. Stoichevsky out there, he's taking the draw. He is far and away the leading scorer for the Dashers. Most points, most goals, most assists for the Dashers. He's the one you need to keep an eye on. Shot makes it through traffic, hits off the left pillow of Gonzalez. Gullo in the corner, digging it out. Pass in front of the crease, it's knocked away by Colton. Scramble for it behind Gonzalez. Smith pokes it to the far side. Oakes protecting it behind the net. Cody Oakes poking and prodding at it. Dashers come away with it. Kabatayev, right wing circle. Brawson shot deflected in the air, and once again Gonzalez sees it into the trapper all the way. 1:28 left to go in the minor penalty to Tristan Wells. 7:59 to go in the first period, still scoreless.
Draw comes to the left of Gonzalez. Mietten at the near point, sends it to the half wall. Shot! It's deflected in some traffic. That was Bogdan Zinchenko. Behind the net, Stoyshevsky. On the near hash marks. Bodies colliding with the boards. Far side Zinchenko, left wing circle. Gets it back at the point. Shot deflected away. Excuse me, that was Mietten, not Zinchenko. Nagurski behind the net. He's battling with Oakes. He's able to slide it to the far boards. Sneath comes out to challenge at the point. Sneath gets a stick on a pass. It'll hop all the way to the corner. Cody Oakes backhands it along the near side. The Rockers will at least get a partial change off. Tim Delaney, Avery Smith, Adam Kuhn comes out. Cody Oakes going to have to dig deep. Long shift for him. 34 seconds left to go in the minor. That was Gullo with the shot. It's sent down the ice, and Cody Oakes, a well-earned break. Nick McGill-Diaz will replace him. Dashers have possessed the puck for a while in this power play. Haven't done a whole lot with it. Ironically enough, the two power plays have produced some of the least amount of scoring opportunities. 5-on-5, it was both sides were trading chances like they were trading cards. Taken away, Avery Smith lost it. But that will kill the final few seconds of the Wells minor penalty. 6:25 to go in the first period. Back to five-a-side hockey, still looking for the first goal. One-timer, and it's kicked aside by Gonzalez. In the corner, Gullo. McGill-Diaz comes to pressure, flips it back to the point. Shot again into the glove. No! Rico Gonzalez, he fooled me, and I think half the skaters on the ice that he had it. Hit off the corner. Back to neutral ice, into the offensive zone. Stoyshevsky ran out of real estate. Delaney and McGill-Diaz knocked him off the puck. Brings it back in. A lot of time skating around the zone. Stick handles himself into submission. Slides to the far side, picking it up. Zinchenko back to the point. Shot, and it's deflected before it makes it to Gonzalez. Rockers can't seem to flip the switch from the PK mode to turn on the offensive side of the ice. McGill-Diaz at least gets it to neutral ice, sends it in deep, big hit, pass out in front, knocked away. Samuel Gagnon throwing the body around for the Rockers, trying to get the fans in the purple and black on their feet. Tellstrom at center ice, and to put on the brakes, he turned it over. Fisher stepped right in front of it, pass across the crease, bounces over a few sticks. Up the right wing side, Tellstrom spins off a hit. Tried to get that puck back on his stick, but only for a moment. Fisher misses a whack at it. Milam in his own end for the Rockers. 5 minutes flat to go in the first period. Still scoreless. Karagorgis into the offensive zone. The winger of the game. Cross crease pass, doesn't find anything. Kuhn behind the net pass, goes to the point. To the near side, Milam. Coach returns it to Colton. He can't knock it with the stick. Karagorgis in deep. Kuhn with the backhand. He loses it. Dashers just trying to get it out of their own zone. Up the near side. It was knocked back into the zone. It's sometimes hard to see on these near boards. Very shallow angle press box. Dashers forced the turnover. Left side, pass out in front, shot deflected up into the netting. And a much-needed whistle, I think, for both sides, as they get a moment to take a deep breath, settle down, and recollect themselves at their respective benches. 4:12 to go, first period. Still 0-0. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, this is Jake Raleigh from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply.
Back here at Big Boy Arena 4:12 left to go in the first period here. Still scoreless. Let's take a quick trip around the Federal Prospects Hockey League. We'll start down in the Peach State where the Athens Rock Lobsters finally have a home. They're up 2-0 over Port Huron. Watertown, a 1-goal lead in the first over Danbury, 3-2. 5 goals in that first period. Exciting. Blue Ridge, they showed up deep in a hole against Columbus, down 3-0. And down in Mississippi, them in Carolina, the next road trip for the Rockers, first trip of the new year, they're tied with the Seawolves. 0-0, by the way. I didn't actually say the score. 0-0 the score here. Off the draw, Gonzalez guides the puck to the far side. Return to Oaks. Banks it off the low glass to center ice. Oh, look out. Wick blew a tire. Puck sitting on the Rockers' blue line. Rivers collects it. Feeds Baptiste. Drops Sneath, and it misses wide of the net. Rivers with the rebound back to Delaney. He lost it, and Davis and the Dashers going the other way. Along the near boards, it is bouncing all the way down, and an icing call on Motor City. Draw comes all the way down to the Rockers' end. On the far dot, Stoyshevsky. He will duel against TJ Sneath. Tie up on the draw. Finally, Sneath got it. It looked like 2 bubble hockey players just whacking at it. Finally, Sneath got a piece of it. Pops out to the blue line. Baptiste comes away with it into the offensive zone, and Baptiste blows a tire. Man, this Zamboni has never been needed out on this ice more. Both white and black jerseys have just been falling without much assistance. To the left side, Zinchenko had it poked away by Milam. Backhand to Stoyshevsky. Pressured on the puck, still handling it. Over to Weisblatt, he loses it. Sends it back in deep. Smith got in the way of a pass. To neutral ice. Weisblatt controls it. Rink-wide feed. Wyzak horseshoes it around the boards. Davis picks it up. Gonzalez was out of his net. He had to hustle back there. 2:50 to go, first period. Still scoreless. Stoyshevsky between the hash marks. In close, shot never comes. Second effort, and it's saved by Gonzalez. Trey Fisher was there trying to pick up the loose puck. And Gonzalez was able to get on top of it. I don't know if Fisher ever actually got a piece of the puck, but he was whacking at it. Gonzalez showing a very good awareness of what's going on around him. He's been seeing the puck pretty well, even when there's traffic out in front of the net. Clean win off the draw. Davis shot into the glove of Rico Gonzalez. Not all the time, but sometimes I like when players back up what I'm saying right there off the draw. Gonzalez looked it right into the trapper. Far circle draw. Gullo and Smith. Eventually they'll drop the puck. There we go. Gullo wins it to Davis. His pass went to no one in particular. Gagnon picked it up for the Rockers. Feed ahead along the boards to Wells inside the Dasher zone. Smith comes away with it still onside. Far side behind Colton. He overskated. Fisher. Long pass to Davis, broken up by Miguel Diaz. Gagnon had it knocked away. Colton was offsides for a moment. Avery Smith comes in on the forecheck. Mietten trying to hold and ward him off. Slid back to Nagurski. Behind his own net. Gives to the near side. One touch pass from Mietten. Returns it to him. Davis, center ice. Pass, way too much steam on that for Gullo. He tried to get away with it and away from it instead of settling it down. A fastball at the hip. There's not much Gullo can do with that. Miguel Diaz into the offensive zone. At the net, easily sticked aside by Walgren, one of the easier saves he'll make tonight. In the corner, bounces out to Tellstrom. Tried to chip it back in deep, hit a few bodies. In the offensive zone, Karagorgas shot, rebound out in front, bouncing around, and it's punched into the corner. A chaotic sequence, and luckily for the Dashers, they're able to send it to neutral ice. Miguel Diaz back in the offensive zone. He couldn't pitchfork it any deeper. Karagorgas knocked off the puck. Odd man rush for the Dashers if they hurry. On the right side, Saloff shot swallowed by Gonzalez. 1:10 to go in the first period. Neither side has lit the lamp, tickled the twine, and put something on the scoreboard. 17 shots for the Dashers, 11 for the Rockers. And Gonzalez, he has not had a boring night at all this season. Draw comes in the Rockers' end, controlled by the Dashers. Kabatayev just pushed it on net. It was easily knocked away by Gonzalez. Soshevsky in the far corners. We're in the final minute of play of the first period. Rivers flips it ahead. It's pawed down by Zinchenko. Back in his own end across for Mietin. Sent to Zinchenko. Center ice. Into the offensive zone. Kabatayev shot bounces wide off the end boards. Gonzalez able to control it and draw the whistle with 36 seconds left to go in the first period. Unless either side can beat their respective goaltender in the next 36 seconds, we'll have a scoreless first frame. Rockers in their own end. Pass too strong for Sneath to handle. Banked up to the blue lines. Zinchenko, far half wall shot. Easily saved by Gonzalez. He'll put the trapper on it. Another save and another whistle. 22.9 on the scoreboard. On the far dot, Rockers, they can get a rush if they get a clean win. Sneath doesn't get it clean. Shot deflected up into the netting, and would you know it, another draw on the Rockers' end. Josh Colton did a good job of altering that shot before it got anywhere near Gonzalez. Jonathan Wick will come out along with Jacob Gagnon. Very clean win for the Rockers. Near side. Two-line pass intended for Baptiste. He's pressuring Gagnon. 10 seconds to go in the first period. Rockers looking for a last-second goal. Puck sitting in the Dasher end. Chipped ahead, Zinchenko. 2 seconds. Look out. Leaves it back, and the horn sounds. Wouldn't have mattered. Gonzalez stands tall, but Yager Kabatayev had a look at it right near the horn. Both sides certainly traded a slew of opportunities, but we head to the first intermission, still tied 0-0. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll recap the first period and more. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 20 minutes have come and gone. No goals have showed up. Not much to recap in the first period. The Dashers outshot your Motor City Rockers 20-11. There were some high-quality opportunities. Some of them were routine for Rico between the pipes, but 20 saves for Rico Gonzalez. You'd like to get that number of shots down a bit and the 11 up a little. Each side took a penalty. Ocean Weisblatt took an interference minor 9-12 into the period. Rockers couldn't do anything with it, and almost immediately after that power play expired, Tristan Wells took a hooking minor. Rockers killed that one again. Ironically, those 4 minutes of power play hockey didn't yield as much action as all the 5-on-5 hockey we had during the first intermission. Again, first intermission here at Big Boy Arena. Still scoreless between the Motor City Rockers and the Dasher Hockey Club. We will step aside. You'll get to see a 5 minutes in the box interview that our lovely in-game host, James Campbell, produces every week. So we'll step aside. Don't go anywhere. 0-0 after the first intermission. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
Up in front, shot scores! Number line now, shot scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James Campbell, the Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another episode of 5 Minutes in the Box. And we are being joined by Mike Wynn this time. Mike, how's it going? Good, how are you?
Not too bad, man.
So, with these 5 Minutes in the Box interviews, we're trying to kind of shine the light on the players to kind of give some background on them and talk about some things that the fans might be able to relate to. So, can you tell me a little bit about like your hockey journey? Like, where did you grow up? Are you a local guy?
Yep, I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Very nice.
Grew up just playing on AAA teams out of Detroit, so just basically played my whole life actually in and out of the strength.
I was going to say, you probably spent a lot of time here at Big Boy Arena,
My
right?
last 2 years in Midget, I played at Joe Louis Arena and here because I was on Little Caesars, so I spent a lot of time in this building.
Oh, that's awesome. How many seasons have you been with the Rockers? Have you been since the start?
I was here first day of training camp, first year, so this is my 3rd year here now.
Very cool. That's awesome. It's awesome to hear because I know, like, going through the different pictures of things, like, there's always tons of you know, some of the other guys. So I had assumed that you had probably been for a while. So besides hockey, what other things are you into?
To be honest, I just hang out with my girlfriend and work a lot, play video games. I don't know. I'm pretty much a homebody. I don't go out much or anything.
You hit one of my key favorite things, video games.
Yep.
So Xbox, PlayStation, PC, what do you game on the most?
PlayStation, I have an old Xbox too. I keep it so I can go back and play old Halo 1 and 2.
Halo 1 and 2? Oh, man. Okay.
There's
some OG stuff. Yeah. Okay. You play any, like, current games? You taking JMO on in like Rocket League? I know he's a big Rocket League guy.
I'm not a big Rocket League guy. No. I like fighting games. Like I'll play Mortal Kombat. I'll go through the catalog, and then I'll play the Call of Duties and stuff too.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, those are like the classic. Like
it's
everybody plays Call of Duty.
Yeah, yeah.
So fighting games. I have to ask: are you into like Smash Bros?
I wasn't.
Or is it more of the
I grew up playing Mortal Kombat when I was very young, and for whatever reason, that just kind of stuck with me. So I'll just stick with that, or like Tekken or something. I just like how into it you can get and just learn every player's moveset. So it's pretty nerdy.
So Mortal Kombat guy, who would you say is your favorite of all time fatality?
Finish him. Honestly, the first one I can like really remember was when I played on an old Sega.
Okay.
And I remember I did it on accident. I hit the Sub-Zero where he uppercuts him and his head cuts off of his spine.
Oh yeah, so, he grabs the hand and like rips it. Okay.
I was
like been some classic Sub-Zero tonight.
Yeah, I was like 8 when I did that, so I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So
Dude, the original Mortal Kombat was like mind blowing, especially for a child. I think I might have been a little bit older than 8 when I got my hands on it. I was like cutting lawns and then finally doing it, and then realizing how hard it was. Like, it was such a hard game for a kid. So you'd always set up 2 players, and then for me, because I suck at fighting games, so I set up 2 players. just beat the crap out of the other guy just so you could do the fatality.
Yep, pretty much.
Very cool. Job. What do you do for a job other than besides playing hockey?
To be honest, I do a lot of handyman work. So in the summertime, I'll do a lot of painting. I'll do a lot of landscaping mostly. Wintertime, I end up going in and doing a lot of, still interior painting, but more drywall work, flooring, stuff like that. Just
Cool. It's like a tradesman, like trade stuff. That's cool. That's cool. That's one thing I wish I would have learned. I spent a lot of time in school. I wish I would have learned like a trade, like something like.
I did the opposite. I did not spend a lot of time in school and instead I went to work. So
I gotcha. So being with the team so many seasons, going from teammates with JMO, what's it like playing with JMO now as the coach?
It's been a pretty smooth transition, honestly. I mean, he always had a lot of input since he's been here, in my opinion. He's played pro hockey forever. He's played in a bunch of leagues. So I respected his opinion, kind of wanted to hear his opinion. But to be honest, I think everything's running a lot smoother now since he's become a coach. I think everyone's bought into him. Everyone believes in him as our coach. So everyone respects him a ton. So I think, honestly, since the season has started, this is the best it's been running.
Perfect.
So he's done a great job.
Now, I'd say, like, from like a fan's perspective, that's also within the organization. Like, I'd say since he's taken over, like, just seeing you guys on the ice, you seem to be playing much stronger, much better. You know, sometimes the outcome hasn't always been, you know, what we wanted, but I would say too, from like the fans' perspective, it seems like you guys have been playing like much better hockey since he's gotten in the coaching reins. Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to say? You want to say hi to anybody?
Hi Risa, hi Mom, hi Dad, hi Kelly, just my family. Yep.
Very cool, very cool. Well, hey man, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and chat video games with me. Finally, somebody to talk to.
Picked up in front, shot, scores! Summerline now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FBHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
6.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
Back here at Big Boy Arena. First intermission, still scoreless between your Motor City Rockers and the visiting Dashers Hockey Club from Danville, Illinois. There's, yes, the Dasher Hockey Club of Danville, Illinois is how we will refer to them. Let's take a quick look around the league. It's Athens with a 2-1 lead over Port Huron. That one getting in the final few minutes of the second period. Tucker Scantleberry, the lone goal scorer for Port Huron. Other team the Rockers are chasing in the Empire Division standings, at least to get into those final couple of playoff spots. The Danbury Hat-Tricks, they're down 3-2 after a period. Danbury, this is becoming a theme over the last week. They went up 2-0 in the first 5 minutes, and then they gave up 3 unanswered goals to end that first period. They trail 3-2 at the first horn out in Connecticut. Down in the Chattahoochee Valley, second period just underway, and it's Columbus 3-0 over the Bobcats from Wytheville, Virginia. And the final one, final 5 minutes of the first period. Winston-Salem's own Carolina Thunderbirds have a 1-0 lead in that one. A power play goal from Zach White, if you were curious who scored for the Thunderbirds. 0-0 game here at Big Boy Arena. When we come back, we'll have second period action. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, Brady Beaton with you here on the Rockers Media Network. Getting ready for the second period. Second period tonight and all season long, brought to you by the Long Drink. The second period is known as the period of the long change, so naturally the perfect drink to go with it, the Long Drink. Sparkling refreshment, real liquor. Try one today. 0-0 game as we get ready for this second period. And again, both sides have had opportunities. Dashers 20 shots, the Rockers 11. Again, I'd say there have been some moments of quality for the Dashers. Sometimes if they have a look at the net, they'll fire it on where the Rockers have been a little more fine. But still, you're hoping that the Rockers, doesn't seem to be really matter who it is. The shots against, the number has been high. Waiting to see that number go down. Although we talked about it in the pregame. Talked about it with Coach Zolkanish. Talked about it before the puck dropped. This Dasher team is not as bad as their record indicates. They have had good teams on the ropes. They had 2 breakaways against Binghamton in overtime to knock off the defending champs. They had Monroe down. They had these Rockers down back in Illinois. And right now, a 0-0 game. The fact that it's tied doesn't overly surprise me. The fact that it was 0-0, I thought this would be a high-scoring affair. But instead, 0-0 game. Both netminders will switch ends of the ice. Rico Gonzalez, Oscar Walgren. As we get ready for period number 2. Looks like it's Baptiste, Sneath, and Rivers to start this period. Milam and Nick McGill-Diaz back on the blue line for the Dashers. You have Lester Brown out there with Nikolai Solov, Sorel Nagurski, and then back on defense, Nagurski on defense. That's Yusuke Jumanji out there as a forward, and the other defenseman, Kim Mietten. Rockers win the first draw of the second period, and we are ready to go. Here in the middle frame, still looking for the night's first goal. McGill-Diaz, rink-wide pass, banks off the board. Sneath corrals it with speed into the offensive zone. Sneath puts on the brakes, turns around, backhands it behind the end line. Pass across, shot just goes wide. Nearly 17 seconds into the period, Rockers nearly lit the lamp. McGill-Diaz shot off the glass. Sneath takes a whack at it. Brown got his stick in the way of it. Still in the Dasher zone. Slips out to neutral ice. Rockers came out with a little bit of extra fire and pep in their step. McGill-Diaz in his own end had it poked away. Battling on Jumanji between the circles. Tic-tac-toe, ping! Off the side post. It beat Gonzalez, didn't beat the iron. Oh boy, talk about an opportunity. Jonathan Wick gave to Nick McGill-Diaz, rather. I don't think that's where he intended it to go. Rockers make a change. Zinchenko comes away with it for the Dashers. Gives up for Stoshevsky. Drops it off. Kabatayev back behind Gonzalez. Oakes worked it away. Wells right to the tape of Gagnon. On the backhand into the offensive zone, can't dump it in deep. Wells came to try to pull it away. He did, but it was Stoyshevsky that brings it for the Dashers. To the near side, Zinchenko. Back, Gagnon shot, and it's corralled off the bounce by Rico Gonzalez. Both sides, again, threatened but do not score in that opening minute 44 of the second period. It was a beautiful display of passing. And then Jumanji rang the post behind Gonzalez. Sometimes pays to have a little luck on your side. Off the draw, Wyshek. Shot gets knocked away. Into the far corner, slides around to the near side. Colton pushes across the boards. Gagnon can't get there first. That's Weisblatt that keeps it in deep. Oakes pinning Davis along the boards, not giving him anywhere to go. Oakes not able to get the puck. Gullo comes away and digs it out. Back to the point. Ocean Weisblatt. He lost it. Smith for Motor City. Oh, he lost it on his own teammate. Gullo can't get a good shot off. Josh Colton to thank for that on the Motor City end. 17:35 to go, second period, 0-0 hockey game between the Dashers and the Rockers. Avery Smith comes away with the puck, and he gives it right back to a white jersey, Weisblatt. Dashers in their own zone. Buys back out there for Motor City. Rockers working him back in. He hasn't played in a while. Don't want to overexert a guy. Work him back in a little slower. So you'll see him at times, but you can tell he's been itching to get back out there. Tellstrom, offensive zone, drop pass. Colton returns. Tellstrom can't keep it cleanly. Back to Kuhn, shot saved. Quick feed out. Look out, going the other way, the Dashers. Salov, cross ice pass. Falling down, pass across, hits Salov. Not able to get a clean shot off, and a good opportunity for the Dashers. Doesn't even generate a shot. Turnover, shot saved by Gonzalez. Oh my goodness. Gonzalez came out of the crease, cut down the angle, and keeps this scoreless. And a whistle and I believe an icing call. Go all the way down to the Dasher end. 16:34 to go in the second period. 0-0 hockey game. Draw comes to the near side of Oscar Wahlgren. Sneath chases after the draw. He's bodied off the puck by Mietten. The big Dasher D-man banks it to the near side to Nagurski. Up to the blue line. Stoyshevsky shot, and it hits the post again. Dashers can't buy any luck right now. And when you're on a losing streak like the Dashers are, sometimes when it rains, it pours. You just feel like you're never going to catch that break. Rockers have caught a couple as two posts have been hit here in the second period. Delaney into the offensive zone. On the backhand, out in front, and Sneath nearly chipped it by Wahlgren, just couldn't put it on target. 15:48 to go, second period, still zeros on the board. Gagnon on the near side wall. Lost it. Nick Miguel Diaz chips it off the glass. It stays in play. Gagnon has a breakaway. Slap shot. Scores! Broken stick. Doesn't matter. Still got the goal, and the Rockers are on the board. Sam Gagnon took the feed from Nick McGill Diaz, who chipped it off the glass on the near side. And I was just talking about a little bit of luck. A slap shot where the stick breaks and you still beat Wahlgren. Hey, it was a changeup that you didn't mean to be a changeup. Milam off the draw, sends it diagonally deep into the zone. The wraparound, quick look, nearly was a second goal. Milam, left wing circle, back into the corner. Smith keeping the pressure on, drops it back for Wells. Pass out in front, shot is deflected. Dashers can't get it out of the zone. It does squirt out. Back to neutral ice, 15:03 to go in the second period. Oakes sends it back to Milam. Coach banks it off the glass into the offensive zone. Kuhn, outstretched stick, couldn't knock it towards Wahlgren. Fisher in his own end for the Dashers. He goes down, puck finds Davis a stick. He skates into the offensive zone, guides it ahead for Gullo. Oakes pins him on the boards. Adam Kuhn digs it out. Rockers going the other way. Feed to Smith at the red line. He was looking at his feet. Horseshoes it around the boards. Kuhn comes into play on the forecheck, sent back to the near side. There were no Dashers there to collect it. Rockers stay on the attack. You feel like a little bit of momentum is on the Rockers' side. Mietten in his own end, behind the net. He's pressured. Dasher's just trying to find some relief. Motor City working downhill. Ice tilted to my right. Rivers gets the turnover between the circles. Shot gets pushed wide. Give credit to Sorel Nagurski for altering that shot. 13:52 to go in the second period. Rockers on the board first thanks to the Samuel Gagnon shot. Or his goal, rather. That shot came from center ice, easily sticked aside by Wahlgren. Near side, Colton. Two-line pass broken up by Jumanji. Baptiste takes it away. He trips over the center ice logo. Colton back in his own end. To the near side, Delaney can't settle it down. Returns to the far side, Colton. In their own end, turnover. Karagorgis couldn't handle it. Brown shot, missed wide. Coming up to play at Jacob Gagnon. Hops to Lester Brown's stick. In the far circle, back to the point. Gagnon walks it up on the backhand. Shot knocked away. Gagnon picks up his own rebound. Centering feed goes through the stick of the intended target. Rockers going the other way. Baptiste couldn't deke his way past a couple of Dasher defensemen. 12:48 to go, second period, 1-0. Rockers on top thanks to Samuel Gagnon, and an icing called. We'll take it back to the Rockers end, but right after this break. Gagnon breaks the scoreless tie. Rockers lead it 1-0. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Up in front, shot scores! Summerline now, shot scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, this is Avery Smith from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply.
Want to take this time to give a special shout out to our head coach, our defenseman, Jamison Milam, his 100th game in the purple and black. J-Mo's been with the team since the first year. He came in the middle of the 22-23 season, and tonight, his 100th game as a Motor City Rocker. Congratulations to Jamison Milam. Would love to celebrate this with a win. 12:43 to go, second period. Officially in the books as Gagnon from Nick McGill-Diaz. That's Gagnon's third goal of the season. Now one of the many Rockers with 10 points on the year. McGill-Diaz shot tipped wide by Wells. Smith chases after it. Gagnon couldn't get it out for Danville. Back to Smith, backhand feed blindly to Milam. He keeps it in deep. McGill-Diaz, he couldn't get it between the hash marks. He was a little too excited. He knew he had a quality chance, and he tried to shoot before he really had that puck secured. Gagnon lets it go to McGill-Diaz. Banks it off the end boards to the near side. The big body of Tristan Wells picks it up to Avery Smith, surveys the scene. Pressure comes out in front. Wells shot and saved by the chest of Wahlgren. I don't know if Wahlgren saved it as much as it hit him, but the positioning paid off for the Dasher netminder. Still 1-0 Motor City. Wysick to Weisblatt. Chipped ahead. Gagnon tried to leave it back for Wells. Nearly turned it over. McGill-Diaz over the red line. He flips it deep into the Dasher zone, and the Rockers send 5 new bodies on the ice. Tellstrom, Kuhn, and Buys. Kuhn offside. He thought he saved it, but it did hop over the blue line, and that play offsides. Fans, if your sides are a little off, remember that Great Clips will keep your hair on sides. Located in Roseville, Great Clips is the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. 1-0 Motor City, 11:35 to go in the second period. Neutral ice draw. Dumped in right at Wahlgren. He elects to play it. Left it for Mietten. Along the near side. Puck fed ahead. Gullo had it. Then he didn't. Tellstrom, feed up, right side. Kuhn shot, rebound. Tellstrom shot it, it's shoulder to side. Oh, Wahlgren has no idea where it is. He's supine on the ice, and luckily for him, it's Gullo that gets it to neutral ice. Sent back in quickly. Rivers off the bench along with his line mate Sneath chasing after it. Baptiste not far behind him. In the corner, Rivers pressuring. Sneath on the forecheck. Dashers on their heels for the majority of this second period. They can't seem to get it out of their own end. And when they do, it's only for a moment. Cross ice pass, Baptiste, right wing circle, shot! Deflected before it makes it to Wahlgren. Working the other way, Fisher skates it over the blue line, leaves it back to Nagurski. To the far side, Rivers puts on the brakes, defends it, soccers to Oakes. Backhands it off the far board, Sneath, rink wide pass, collected by Baptiste. Takes it into the Dasher zone. He lost the handle on it. 3-on-3. Fisher near half wall. Pass, way too much steam on it. Sneath picks up the missed pass, and it's kept in neutral ice by a desperate Dasher defense. Baptiste over to Oakes. Bottom of the left wing circle. Backhand out in front. Shot saved by Wahlgren. He grabbed it in another great opportunity for Motor City. Wahlgren has let just one by him. That's the difference in this one. 9:53 to go in the second period. 1-0. Motor City on top of the Dasher Hockey Club. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness has got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
Hey, this is Nick McGill-Diaz from the Motor City Rockers. You're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 1-0 Motor City on top of Dasher Hockey. Let's take a quick run around the Fed. Athens still up 2-1 over Port Huron. I presume that one at the break. In the second period, it's a track meet in Danbury. Watertown 4, Danbury 4. That one all knotted up. Columbus still a 3-goal lead, but each one has added a goal. 4-1 Columbus. And down in Mississippi on the Gulf Coast, the Carolina Thunderbirds lead the Seawolves 1-0. Draw on the far dot. Won very cleanly back to neutral ice, Nick McGill-Diaz. Pass broken up by Zinchenko. Banked off the far boards. Smith gets the turnover on goal, and it's gloved and saved by Wahlgren. I don't know what happened to the ice over the holiday. There wasn't anything going on before the game. Hey, sometimes you have hockey tournaments, sometimes high school games are going on. The Michigan Warriors have played before Rockers games. And you get it. Hey, Fraser and Michigan, a very hockey-rich area, it's going to get a lot of use. It was sitting dormant today, so you'd assume a little bit of better ice. Canyon shot kicked aside, but there have been guys blowing tires left and right. I mean, potholes everywhere on this ice. Either that or the blue line's a little too thick tonight. Stoshevsky feeds ahead off the bank. Kabatayev pushed to the boards by McGill-Diaz. Tim Delaney helps it along, but it's cut off by Zinchenko. Back to the point. At the near blue line, coming away with it, Tim Delaney. Into the offensive zone. Delaney leaves back. Shot! Save! No, it went wide of the net. Tellstrom kept it in. Back to the far side, Gagnon. Centering feed, and it's out in front. Tellstrom poked at it. Went high and over the net. Kabatayev slides it down the ice. Icing the call. 8:42 left to go in the second period. We'll go all the way back down to the Dasher end. Shots here in the second period. Again, second period brought to you by the Long Drink. Much more in favor of the Rockers, 10-5. for a 1.5 period total of 25-21. Dasher Hockey still on top. Oak slides it out in front. Buys tried to knock it out on a quick feed from behind the net. Kuhn had the right idea, just couldn't quite get it by Wahlgren. Stoshevsky, stick handles out of some danger. Kuhn and Milam cut him off. Back behind the net, Kabatayev. Wrap around, hit the post, never really threatened. Buys behind his own net, feed a bit strong for Kuhn. Back deep in the Rockers zone, Oakes picks it up in his own corner. Flips it high and deep and no one there. That'll actually go wide of the net. They call the icing. So back in the Rockers' end, they'll have to get the 5 back on the ice, and that includes Matthias Tellstrom, who was looking forward to a break, but he'll have to work a little harder and get a clear. 1-0, Motor City on top of the Dashers. 8:05 left to go, second period. Sam Gagnon from Miguel Diaz, the only scorer so far tonight. Backhand by Brown, shouldered away by Gonzalez, out in front and sticked right into the trapper. Rico Gonzalez, he has been calm, cool, and collected in that crease. Now the Rockers get the change they needed. Colton and Miguel Diaz out there on defense. First line out there for the Rockers, Rivers, Baptiste, and Sneath.
Avery Smith.
Baptiste likes to hang out in that near circle on a clean win. Maybe try to sneak down the ice a little bit. Off the draw, there you see it again. Send it down. Baptiste wins the race for icing. It's waved off. In the corner, battling for the puck. It's in between a Rocker and a Dasher skate. Poking, prodding, and it finally comes away with the Dashers. Jumanji, right wing circle. Loses the handle on it. Colton chips ahead, but it's settled down by the left hand of Gagnon. Dasher goes down, no arm goes up. Sneath bodies the puck away. Baptiste rings it around the boards, cut off by Wahlgren behind his own net. Backhands to Gagnon. He flips it high and it hits the roof. And it'll be a whistle. Offensive zone draw for the Rockers. 7:15 to go, second period, 1-0. Rockers on top. Smith, drawing the near side circle. He'll face Gullo. Smith comes away victorious. The winger Wells helps out. Shot doesn't make it through traffic. Wells gives to Colton in close backhand, back, and it hops over the stick of Avery Smith. Would have had a chance on the doorstep instead. Dashers going the other way. Juwan Davis leaves it off, and it's taken away. Wells up to Smith on the near side. Rink-wide feed, banks off the boards. Colton collects. The captain chips in deep. Rockers keeping the pressure on. One-timer, and Tellstrom can't get it by. Wahlgren missed maybe a bit wide as well. Gagnon on the near half wall, back to the captain, Colton, far side, Miguel Diaz. Davis lost his stick. Miguel Diaz couldn't do much with it. Gullo had his pocket picked. Miguel Diaz, he left the puck behind him. Skates and stick move faster than he needed to. Backhand shot out in front, second attempt save, and it's frozen up by Oscar Wahlgren. Nick Miguel Diaz had a couple cracks at it. Some pushing and shoving after the play as Cyril Nagurski came in and just wanted to make sure everything was clean in front of his goalie. I don't think anyone will go to the box. Everyone's been fairly well behaved over the last little bit. That was something that Jamison Milam wanted to calm down when he took over. It was a problem that's plagued the Rockers in years past too, is, they've been in a good spot and they'll take a penalty and give the other side an unnecessary power play. And right on cue, I think Satiros Karagorgis is going to go to the box. And the Boo Birds come out. Karagorgis is, I think, going to get a 2 and a 10. Karagorgis is getting his money's worth. Oh, and he's going to need a new stick. He was not happy. Let's see if that puts any additional time on it. Might just be a 10 or a game at this point. We'll see. Let's see, is Milam going to have to send anyone to the box? Had to have been a verbal start to it. So 2 minutes go up, so I am assuming it's a 2 and a 10. Matthias Tellstrom will serve. We'll wait for the official word. But Dasher Hockey has the opportunity to take advantage of this power play and tie this game up. We'll get to the official diagnosis here in a moment. Off the draw, Gagnon. Pass across, kicked away and out of the zone by Milam. Hand-eye coordination, used that left plate, sent it down the ice. Dashers Hockey setting up the breakout in their own end. So Tellstrom serving for Karagorgis. Puck slid to the far side. Rink wide feed at the feet of Kapatayev. And the Dashers don't do much with it. Chip down, Sneath racing after it. He sees an opportunity. He protected the puck for a moment and gave the rest of his team just a short opportunity to settle in. Already 50 seconds into the Karagorgis minor penalty. Up the near side, Stoyshevsky, rink wide feed, doesn't find a home halfway through this power play. Gullo into the offensive zone with speed to the far side. Shot, saved by Gonzalez, doesn't control it. Back to Gullo, far point, sent ahead. Shot hits Milam, and the Rockers pick it up. Avery Smith one-on-one with Gagnon. Smith, right wing circle, has it on the forehand. He'll skate it back to the far side. Chip it ahead. Oh, he turned it over, going the wrong way to Zinchenko. He bullies Zinchenko off the boards and off the puck, rings it all the way down, and a clinic of a penalty kill being put on by the Rockers. Only 22 seconds till we're back to five-a-side hockey. Pass off the mark. We'll get an icing call, and the final 16 seconds of this minor penalty will come after our final timeout here in the second period. Still just 1-0 Motor City. Sam Gagnon's third goal of the season has been the differentiator. We'll take a break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, this is DJ Sneath from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply.
.433 left to go here in the middle frame. Sam Gagnon, the only goal scorer for either side. Your Rockers lead it 1-0. Quickly, the penalty assessed. First was 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct for Karagorgis. And then he picked up an extra 10-minute misconduct. They're figuring out what exactly it is. Essentially, as for what you saw, the extended argument. What it is more semantics. It's a 10-minute misconduct. Right now it's put in as abuse of officials. That may change, but essentially it's for voicing his displeasure. It just depends what officially you can put it in the book as. 16 seconds left to go in the minor penalty. Dashers with the draw on their own end. They need to hurry if they want a chance to even this game up on the man advantage. 7 seconds left. Pass to Brown, collected on the backhand over the Rocker logo, and offside with 1 second left to go. And fans, you know if your hair's offside, where you need to go to get it back onside. That's right. That's Great Clips. They will keep your hair onside at all times of the year. You can go to their location in Warren. Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. So the Rockers will kill this penalty. Tellstrom eagerly waiting to get out of the box. Puck's dropped, and we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Penalty kills combined are 3 for 3 for the game. 2 for Port Huron, 1 for the Dashers. 4:07 to go, second period, 1-0 Motor City. Gagnon for the Dashers. Pass never really had a prayer. I think he was hoping Fisher could get a piece of it, but missed by a little more than a lot. 3:56 to go here in the frame. Play has been mostly down in the Dasher end. Team out of Danville had a few opportunities in that first period, and early in the second, Rockers have shut them out so far, and I think some frustration starting to brew. Oaks sends on net, tip just wide of the net. I think Walgren may have gotten a piece of it. Oaks just put it on net, and there was traffic in front. Shot gloved by Gonzalez. But Cody Oaks wisely had the puck near the blue line, saw traffic out in front, said, all right, let's see what happens. And he nearly doubled up the Rockers' lead. Draw to the right of Gonzalez. Clean win back to Wyzek. Rebound out in front, backhands just wide. Oh, it was a great look for Brandon Soshevsky. Still scoreless. Shot blocked. Racing down the far side, Eli Rivers. Him and Baptiste, left wing circle. Shot and a save. No, it went wide. Walgren stuck out the glove, didn't have anything when he looked at it. Back in the Rockers' end, Gonzalez backhands it to the near side. Oaks banks it off the high glass. Baptiste aids it ahead. Still between the blue lines. Dumped in deep. Kuhn races after it. Controlled by Weisblatt. Banks ahead, turned over. Look out. Kuhn shot is knocked away. Back between the blue lines, Delaney chips it in, and the Rockers go off for a change with 2:48 left to go in the second period. Wyzak. Long feed at the blue line. Turned over. Colton leaves it ahead. Tellstrom couldn't settle it down. Flip back to the center ice logo. Milam pushes it ahead with the skate. Weisblatt dumps in. Colton chases after it. Gonzalez will help it to his stick. The far side, Kuhn. Flipped ahead. Tellstrom racing after it. Backhanded by Nagurski into his own end, only for a moment. And the Dashers have not had much offensive rush here. Buys between the circles. He can't get a shot off from behind the goal line. Was looking for Colton. It was picked off. Look out. Zinchenko going the other way. Milam from behind, and no shot taken. Milam did a nice job. Knew he might not have had the speed to catch up to him, but cut it off and didn't allow any real threat to Rico Gonzalez in the scoreboard. 1:45 left to go in the second period. 1-0 Motor City on top, and we have a whistle. We believe we're going to get a bench minor for too many men on the ice against the Dashers. Dasher Hockey Club of Danville, Illinois is about to go on the penalty kill. Nikolai Salov will serve, and that means it's time for a Rockers power play, powered by Continental Electric Products, proudly made in Michigan. They provide power solutions to industry. Continental Electric Products, a premier partner of your Motor City Rockers. So if the Dashers have it their way, they'll go into the intermission down a goal and have to kill the final 18 seconds. Rockers looking to double up their lead before the horn. Colton at the point to Baptiste. Return to Colton. One touch back to Baptiste. Walks up in close. Shot knocked away. Rivers had a look at it. Out in front. Oaks settles it down. Near side walks it up. Cody Oaks. Shot punched aside by Walgren. Colton looks the puck in. Banks in deep. Sneath racing after it. Gagnon has it, and he can't get it out of the zone. Colton pokes it back in. Dashers are trying to get a shorthanded breakaway. They have to hurry up to get back in position. Shot, tip, score! scores! TJ Sneath, hand-eye coordination, and it's 2-0 Rockers. Go to the net, and good things happen. TJ Sneath out in front of the net and about hip high, got the blade of the stick to tip it up and over the left shoulder of Oscar Walgren, and the Rockers have a 2-0 lead with the power play goal. 1:05 left to go in the second period. Puck taken away by Wells. In the offensive zone, Avery Smith leaves it back. Gagnon shot, and it's knocked away. The net comes off the moorings, but the Rockers nearly put 2 goals up in quick succession. And the Dashers just felt like they gave a big push early in the game. They had 20 first period shots. They're on a 16-game losing streak. And when they couldn't beat Rico Gonzalez one time, it feels like right now the air's deflated and it's almost a here we go again mentality. And that's tough to shake when you haven't won in over 2 months. Everyone a little antsy on the draw. Puck back in the Dasher zone. Sent ahead, Davis. Backhands it to Gullo. He works into the offensive zone. Banks it off the backboard. Fisher controls it for the Dashers. He's knocked into the boards, doesn't phase him. Fisher finds Davis, and he sends it too high. Fired over the crossbar. Out in front, Davis near side, Gullo, and he rings the post again. At the blue line, Smith couldn't get it out of the zone. Wells can. Hacky sacks it to his own stick. Over to Gagnon, 18 seconds to go in the period. Gagnon spins around. He's pinned to the boards by Gullo. A dozen seconds left. Dashers have a chance at one final rush. If they can, get a clean pass, they cannot. McGill Diaz over center ice to Tellstrom. McGill Diaz needs to take a shot. He did after the horn, but the Rockers light the lamp twice in the middle frame. Once from Sam Gagnon, once from TJ Sneath. And they will take a 2-goal advantage into the third period. We'll step aside for a quick moment, come back, we'll recap the second period and more. Don't go anywhere, fans. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for Landry right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 2-0. Motor City Rockers on top of the Dasher Hockey Club. Rockers much better second period. They outshoot the Dashers 18-11 in the middle frame, netting 2 goals in the process. 4:26 into the second period. Sam Gagnon, when he collected a puck from a chip pass off the glass from Nick McGill Diaz, ran up, took a big clapper between the circles, stick broke, and it almost worked in his favor. In fact, it did work in his favor as it worked as an unintended changeup, and Oscar Walgren couldn't stop it. The first goal of the game from Sam Gagnon. And then, in the waning moments of the second period, it was a penalty for the Dashers. Too many men on the ice, a bench minor, and on the power play, TJ Sneath out in front of it, a Carson Baptiste shot, hit the stick blade of Sneath, went over the left shoulder of Oscar Walgren, and that's where we stand. 2-0, Motor City on top of the Dasher Hockey Club. Real quick, a quick change in the penalty. So Satiros Karagorgis, he picked up a 2-minute unsportsmanlike, a 10-minute game misconduct, and then an additional game misconduct. So he got 22 minutes of penalties in in one moment, essentially. He will not be back in this game because of the game misconduct. Your Rockers lead it 2-0 here in the second intermission. We'll step aside. We'll come back with more. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness, it's got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLC, Detroit's Wheels.
Up in front, shut doors! Number one, now shut doors! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FBHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's James Campbell, your Motor City Rockers in-arena host, back again with another episode of 5 Minutes in the Box. This time I'm joined by Tristan Wells. Tristan, how's it going?
Good, and you?
Not too bad, man. Can't complain, can't complain. Now, I know back when they announced you were coming back to the team, again, social media blew up. The fans are excited to know that you're back on the team. Give us a little bit of history, because I know you were on the Rockers last season. Like, what's kind of your hockey journey been?
Oh yeah, I started with the Rockers around last Thanksgiving, and I got the pleasure to play with them for the rest of the last season. And then I started this year in Macon in the SPHL, and when things didn't work out there, I was pretty excited to get back there to Motor City and get back home with all the boys.
Awesome, man. Well, we're happy to see you back, and the fans are happy to see you back. What's some stuff that you do outside of playing hockey, like hobbies and things like that?
Recently, me and the guys have been going to the sauna at the gym a lot. Yeah, a lot of sauna time. Hop in there for about 20, 30, and then jump in the cold shower afterwards. That's been pretty sweet. Now, besides that, we've been just watching hockey and hanging out kind of in the evenings.
Hanging out?
Yeah.
So the sauna thing, like what do you enjoy? Is that like good recovery from practice, or is it just a good way to relax?
You know, I'm not really sure what the science is behind it, but it's just a good way to get a sweat going, get everything out of you, and I don't know, just hopping in the cold shower afterwards, super refreshing. I couldn't tell you what it does, but it does something for you.
I know you're from Denver originally, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So from Denver to you're down in Macon, that's Georgia. Now you're in the Motor City area.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite place? Like, do you prefer always to be home, or do you mind being away?
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky. I get to come home in the summer and be with my family and friends. So I definitely love Denver, and that's probably where I call home. But you know, Detroit's kind of become a second home to me. I certainly like it here. It's a nice gritty winter.
Yeah, it is. It is a very gritty winter. So, dude, first game back on the Rockers. You started things off with the bang. Hat trick on the first game back. How does that feel, man?
That was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It felt great. Yeah.
Very cool. You spend a lot of time watching hockey. So are you watching like NHL, like rooting for a team, or are you watching like game tape to try to see how you can be better as a player? Like, what kind of stuff are you watching in terms of hockey?
Like I think a lot of the guys on the team will watch their own individual game back. That's kind of something you do as an individual. But, you know, sometimes we'll sit down as a team and watch that, and we'll do video as well as a team. It's kind of break down concepts that we need to master, as well as kind of the strategies that the other team may be having in place.
I gotcha.
And aside from that, like we just watch, you know, hockey or football or whatever back home, just like anyone else, just enjoy it.
Who do you root for football wise?
No, I love the Broncos. They're hot this season. Yeah,
Okay.
but you know, I also can't go against the Lions.
Yeah, well, not in this town.
No.
That would be a big mistake in this town to go against the Lions.
Nope, I'm a Lions stan here. I just pretend so I can fit in with the rest of the guys.
Little closeted Broncos action.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone.
Yeah. What about hockey? Like, who do you root for in terms of hockey?
I love the Avs.
The Avalanche. Oh
Yeah.
man, like that's rough.
Yeah,
That's a rough one, but I get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's hometown. So it makes
Yeah,
complete
we've been
sense.
pretty hot recently. We do all right.
Yeah, I think you might be doing a little bit better than the team we might be rooting for, but
Your boys aren't too bad either.
yeah, they're doing okay. So last year on the team with the Rockers, you were teammates, with J-Mo Milan. How's it feel now that he's coach?
Fitting. Yeah, it feels really fitting. I think a lot of guys look to him to set certain standards and kind of give guys advice on how to play things and how to act in certain situations. And he's just got so much experience and is such a veteran guy that you can take pretty much anything he's got to say as word. That's how it's done.
It's awesome. That's very cool. Yeah, I think when they announced also, when J-Mo was taking over the head coach, like fans online rejoiced. It was very positive feedback on that. So
the right guy for the job.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to say? You want to add?
No. Happy to be back here.
Okay.
Glad to be back with all the Rockers fans. Excited to get back for a home game.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, good luck this weekend.
Nice,
We appreciate you taking the time.
Of course. Thank you.
Back here on the Motor City Rockers Media Network, 2-0. Rockers on top of Dasher Hockey. That goal by TJ Sneath put the Rockers up 2, and it gives the Rockers a little insurance. Just like that goal protects the Rockers lead, don't forget to see Ronald Shocker at Farm Bureau for all of your insurance needs to protect your home, family, and valuables. That's Ronald Shocker at Farm Bureau. 2-0 here in Fraser. Let's take a quick look around the league. It is 3-2, Athens on top of Port Huron. That one with about 10 minutes to go in the third period. Prowlers had it tied up for all of about 2.5 minutes before the Rock Lobsters retook the lead. Danbury 6, Watertown 5 in a wild one after 2 periods. That's all Danbury plays is wild hockey games. It's 4-1 at Columbus over Blue Ridge. That one after 2 periods of action. And Carolina has extended a 3-0 lead over the Mississippi Seawolves down in Biloxi. We'll step aside again. When we come back, we'll have third period action. 2-0. Rockers on top. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness has got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always painting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLC, Detroit's Wheels.
Picked up in front, shut scores! SummerSlam now, shut scores! Here we go, Snitson, and we got a full line roll! FBHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 2-0. The Rockers are on top of the Dasher Hockey Club, looking to get a big 3 points to start off the weekend. As well, the way some games are going around the league to make up some ground in the Empire Division standings. Right now they sit at 22 points. They are 6 points out of a playoff spot. But the good news is they're chasing both Danbury and Port Huron, who sit at 28. Danbury technically in third due to tiebreakers. But Motor City on their heels, trying to collect 6 points this weekend would go a long way. Third period tonight is brought to you by RJ's Construction Services. Head to RJ's Construction Services on Facebook or give them a call at 248-974-2640 for all things construction services. RJ Construction Services, a proud partner of the Motor City Rockers. 2-0 Rockers as we get ready for this third period. Again, it felt like the Rockers took over that second period, really dominated the pace of play, outshot the Dashers 18-11. Now, if I'm Coach Jamison Milam, if I'm assistant coach Zach Zolkanich, the message in that locker room, survive the first 5 minutes. The Dashers regroup. They're going to try and rally. Down 2 goals. Try to get one in the first 5 minutes. When they head to the media timeout, only be down a goal. Again, Rockers down a player without Satiros Karagorgis. He had a game misconduct. He was not happy. It started with an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. He got 10 more for abuse of officials, and then he got a game, I presume, for when he broke his stick going down the hallway. Well, we'll find that out after the game. Rockers going right to left, Dashers left to right. Third period is now underway. Tie up off the draw, and it's controlled by the Dashers. At the red line, Milam put him off the puck. His stick got sent all the way down the ice on the fresh sheet. Jumanji in the offensive zone, chips it back. Nagurski from the point slides it wide. Baptiste controls it for the purple and black. Nice job by Sneath to knock that out of midair. Fortunately, doesn't lead to much. At the logo, poked ahead. Brown able to send it right in front of his own bench. McGill Diaz nearly turned it over. He's shielding it from Jumanji. And both sides seem a little out of sorts. Rockers came out of the second, or to start the second period, they came out like their tails were on fire. This one feels a little more disjointed for both sides. Smith at the blue line. Onside play. Shot slides parallel to the end line. Wells misses high and wide of the net. Oakes comes in, tries to keep it in. No one gets a piece of it. Smith shot, and it's sticked aside by Walgren. Oakes rubbed off the puck. That was Jonathan Wick. To the near corner. Puck is sliding to neutral ice in the offensive zone. Shot way wide. Zinchenko nearly got a favorable bounce for a rebound attempt. Behind the net, Tellstrom, he lost his stick. That slides into the left wing circle. Shot never had a chance. Gagnon keeps it in the Dashers zone. Shot punched back out by Gonzalez. Saw it all the way. Rink wide feed. Gagnon. He has no one in front of him for his second of the night, and he ran out of real estate. Gagnon, I don't think he realized how close he was to the crease in Walgren, and he didn't even really get much of a shot off. On the other end, Stoshevsky, the leading scorer for the Dashers. He's been held quiet. I know no goals for the Dashers, but he hasn't even had that many great opportunities, and he's the one the Dashers look to. Clear an attempt is flubbed. Still in the Dashers' end. McGill Diaz picks it up on the attack. Chips in, chases after it, pokes behind. Kuhn trying to find McGill Diaz. Dashers able to get it between the blue lines. Tim Delaney in his own end, hoarding off Trey Fisher. To center ice, Baptiste, one touch, Chris Buys. Left wing circle, out in front, and Baptiste couldn't get enough of it to try to make it 3-0 Motor City. 17:20 to go, third period, 2-0. Dashers trail Motor City. Puck back near the blue line, kept in by Mietten. McGill Diaz throws a block. Juwan Davis turns, fires, missed wide. Collected by Stoshevsky. Top the right wing circle, stick handled himself into submission. Feeds ahead to Baptiste. Takes his time, slides it over the blue line. Rivers chases after it. However, it's Nagurski, the first one there. Along the near boards, poked away from Gullo. Collected by Motor City. TJ Sneath into the offensive zone. Along the near hash marks on the backhand. Centering feed, knocked back into the corner by the Dashers. Hockey Club out of Danville trying to work its way and find a way to get this a one-score game. Right now, 2-0 Motor City, 16:26 to go, third period. Davis races after it. All he can do is send it to the near boards, and I believe they will get a hand pass. And the draw is going to come all the way into the Dasher end. Smith tied up on the draw. Back to neutral ice. Rockers need to touch up for their offsides. Gagnon works over the red line. Takes it over all three. Can't get by a trio of black jerseys, and Wells picks up the loose puck, absorbs a hit well. No pun intended. Over the red line, Wick, shot easily saved, and some pushing and shoving between Lester Brown and Tristan Wells. Linesman step in the way. Now Gagnon wants to get involved. Cody Oakes in the middle of things. Smith has a word for Wick. I think we'll keep everyone out of the box. Tempers have flared up a bit. And everyone will stay out on the ice and no one to the sin bin. So Shevsky and Kabateyev will be joined by Zinchenko for the Dashers. Same five out for Motor City. Bar circle. Rockers control it. Gagnon takes it over the center ice logo into the offensive zone. Gagnon had the first tonight out in front, and it misses the sticks of both Wells and Smith. Avery Smith slid it out of the corner, but right to a Dasher. Going the other way, Kabateyev. Shot deflected by the right leg of Oakes. Stoshevsky keeps it in, and it banks right to the glove of Gonzalez. He'll take a moment, cover it up, and reset. Rockers send 5 new bodies out there. Tellstrom, Kuhn, and Buys, the forwards. McGill Diaz and Delaney, the defenseman. Nico Gonzalez, perfect so far tonight. After the first period, the men in front of him have really helped him out. Have not been a lot of quality opportunities. 33 saves for Gonzalez. Tellstrom back behind the net. McGill Diaz slid it to Buys. able to do much but get a piece of it. In the Rockers zone, Stoshevsky gave it to no one in particular. We had a dasher that was down for a moment. He's back up. That's Zincheko. Tellstrom, right side. Shot from Kuhn into the chest of Wahlgren. We'll get a whistle and a horn. 14:53 to go in the third period. 2-0. Your Motor City Rockers are on top. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
Picked up by front, shot, scores! Number one, now shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
Hey, this is Sam Gagnon from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply. Go Rockers!
Back here in Big Boy Arena, 14:53 to go in the third period. 2-0, Rockers on top. Goals from Sam Gagnon and TJ Sneath. Real quick, an assist was changed. Instead of Josh Colton, Cody Oakes picked up the assist on that second goal. So credit Cody with the assist. That one checks in, his third assist of the year. TJ Sneath ready to take the draw against Nick Gullo. In the dasher end. Next goal will be a big one. Heck, the way this game's going, if it ever comes. Tie up off the draw. It's poked back, turn firing, and the kick saved by Wahlgren. Baptiste just tried to put it on net. This time chips it in. Sneath waits for it, backhands it in front, no one home. Tip to Delaney, shot, doesn't make it to Wahlgren. Rockers still have it. Rivers turns around, the Rockers leading scorer on front, and it's deflected by Sneath. This time, instead of in the back of the net, he put it wide. Sneath boxes out the opposition. Still sitting on the board. Sneath in deep. Rivers shot from a sharp angle, and it's saved by Wahlgren. But another barrage of shots from the purple and black. And Motor City trying to find that put-away goal. Draw comes to the left of Oscar Wahlgren. He's not played poorly tonight. He's given his Dashers a chance to be in this game. Poking around, comes to the near side. Wahlgren has made 32 saves tonight. His offense just hasn't produced anything. But Rico Gonzalez, if you look at Rico in December of 2023 compared to December of 2024, the leaps and bounds that young man has made has been completely evident to anyone who's been a Rockers fan in that time. And it's a great thing to see. He's carried the load while Trevor Babin's been out. Wells slides it ahead. Bottom of the right wing circle and a collision. No arms go up. Gagnon back to the point. Wells on net, tipped, still loose. Battling for it, backhand, and Wahlgren can't seem to get a piece of it. It's a pile for it, and we have a fight at center ice. Brown going at it with Wells, only for a moment. That happened completely behind the play. There was a scrum out in front of the net, and Brown and Wells took the opportunity to do the dance. Only happened for a moment. And Brown looked towards the bench. I think he wanted to give them a little bit of energy, but I don't know if it did. So Wells and Brown head to the box. Folks, I saw about as much of that fight as you did. I'm looking out in front. It's an absolute mad scramble for the puck. And then I hear the crowd cheer out of my right peripheral. I just see two big bodies throwing haymakers at each other. And we caught about the last 10% of that fight. So both of them will take a 5-minute timeout. And off the draw, head coach Jamison Milam again playing his 100th game as a Rocker, hoping to celebrate it with a win. Rockers were asking for an icing. It will be denied. Cody Oakes trying to come away with the puck in his own end. He's working through a trio of white sweaters. Avery Smith skates it over all three lines. The big body, the Indiana Tech alum, he has got some words. He's pushing and shoving with Wick. Smith's helmet comes off. He wants to drop the gloves, and Wick will oblige. Ding, 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 round two. Smith and Wick. This time we'll get all of it. Smith ties up, throws a few rights. Wick lets one go, blocked by the left of Smith. They're tied up. Another right from Smith, keeps his balance. Short jabs from Wick. Smith gets the overhand, switches to the left. Another hit, gets him with the left, misses with the right. Wick holding on. Wick doesn't seem interested in this fight anymore. Smith's still going. He doesn't even have his helmet. Goes with the left. Smith's jersey's half off, and the linesman will break it up. And Avery Smith gets the crowd on their feet. Smith to the box, Wick to the box. And that fight gives you the chance to win one free service from Mosquito Joe. Be sure to head to the concierge table above Section 15 when you're here at Big Boy Arena to enter your name into the Mosquito Joe fight box. And if the Rockers get in another fight, you'll have a chance to win. So that one, Avery Smith and Jonathan Wick were both kind enough to let it build up a little bit and let everyone get a crack at it. They're sending Wick to the locker room. I believe he was bleeding. Coming behind him is Brown. So Wick and Brown both going to the locker room. I presume it's because they had blood on them and they have to get it cleaned off. I don't see any reason why a game misconduct would be assessed, especially when Smith and Wells are in the box for the Rockers. So 12:49 to go in the third period. 2-0 Motor City on top. Don't let a hockey game get in the way of fight night. Dashers win the draw on their own end. Nietten gives over. Dumped in. Gonzalez lets it bank off the boards. Oakes can't control it. Left wing circle. Spinning around Zinchenko. Shot swallowed up and frozen. Have a draw in the Rockers end. 12:29 to go, third period. Still 2-0 Rockers on top. Drop. Puck dropped on the far dot. Tie up. Davis comes away with it for the Dashers. Back to the point. Shot hit off the backboards. A howitzer one-timer misses wide. Oh no, did Gonzalez grab that? He did. I don't know how Rico saw it. I sure as heck didn't. But number 30 in net saw it right into the webbing. He has been phenomenal this month for the Rockers. Davis off the draw, shot kicked away. Milam chases after it, guides it to safety. Rink wide pass, banks off the boards. Sneath chases after it. Oakes at center ice, battles for it. 3-on-2 if the Rockers hurry. Sneath into the offensive zone. The Dasher defense able to recalibrate. Walgren let that one sit there, and Rivers almost picked it up and turned it into a scoring chance. Up to Fisher. Both benches a little short. Rockers right now missing 3 players as that puck's tipped up into the netting. Karagorgas got a game. We have Smith and Wells in the box for fighting. And for the Dashers, it's Wick and Brown. They both went to the locker room for blood. So they will be back, if they have everything fixed, at the 5 when their 5 minutes are up. So no additional misconducts were assessed. They just had to clean up a little bit. In their own end, Weisblatt drops it off. Dashers looking for any sort of spark offensively. Salov over all three lines, left wing circle, still has it on his stick. He's gone all around the zone. Shot from the point. Guess what? Swallowed up. Rico Gonzalez, he has been just steady as can be. And Gonzalez with another save. That registers in as the 36th save of the night. Off the draw, Nick McGill-Diaz. Can't get it over the blue line. He's battling for it. He's pushed down to the ice. Hops over the blue line. Dashers need to touch up. Colton in his own end. Fed ahead, and we have a penalty called. We will get a cross check, and I believe this is against the Dashers. It is. Colton Wysick picks up the penalty. And that call results in a Rockers power play powered by Continental Electric Products. You know them. They're proudly made in Michigan, and they provide power solutions to industry. A premier partner of the Motor City Rockers, Continental Electric Products. 10:59 to go in the third period. 2 minutes go up on the board for the cross-checking minor to Colton Wysack. And the Rockers with a chance to perhaps put a final nail in the coffin. Off the draw, back to Colton. Leaves it ahead at the wall, back to Colton, near side Cody Oakes. Walks it up to the point. Colton takes his time to the far side. Baptiste into Sneath, bottom of the right wing circle. Pressure comes. He retreats. The defense leaves the pressure off. Shot, one-timer saved by Wahlgren. Wasn't clean, but a save all the same. And Oscar Wahlgren has played pretty well tonight. He has played good enough to win. Unfortunately for him, his team's down 2-0. 11:39 left to go in the Wysick minor penalty. Draw on the far dot. Rockers have scored once on the power play tonight. Rivers behind the net. Comes across. Baptiste, shot off the chest of Wahlgren. Very conservative. There have been a couple times tonight where Wahlgren doesn't want to come out of his net and instead lets his defenseman come and pick up the puck, where you'll see Rico Gonzalez be a little more forthright and force the issue coming out, and he will cover it up or he'll send it back behind the net. 10:08 to go, third period. Rockers looking for a potential put-away goal. Pass off the mark, and Gagnon gets it between the blue lines for Danville. Halfway through the minor penalty to Colton Wysack. Slap shot clear down the length of the ice. Banks to McGill-Diaz. 50 seconds to go in the 5-on-4. Slides over to Milam. Coach, too strong for Kuhn. The veteran races after it. Chips it around the boards. Gagnon looks it into the tape. Turned it over. Uh-oh, look out. Yusuke Jumanji on the backhand, saved by Gonzalez. The great wall of Gonzalez stands tall again, and that was the best look for the Dashers since the first period. McGill-Diaz chipped it in. 10 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Now, the other side of that play is you'd never like to see that look on the power play, but if Rico Gonzalez is going to make highlight reel saves, it's not a bad time to do it. To the far side, Gagnon. Backhands it to Kuhn. In the corner. Gullo fighting for it. Slides over to Gagnon. He's tied up with Fisher. To the point. Colton across the McGill-Diaz. Wrist shot, and it's deflected wide by Tellstrom. In their own end, Dashers ahead to Jumanji, who nearly had it to not Sneath. That was Gagnon. 7, not 17, but you could tell he was running on empty. He could use the break. Between the blue lines. Rockers chip it up and into the Dashers' end. Tristan Wells comes out of the box. So that should free up Lester Brown as well if he's back on the bench. And as I thought, it was about time for the media timeout. So much action, nearly slipped everyone's minds. 8:11 to go in the third period. 2-0 Rockers on top. You're watching Motor City Rockers hockey.
Hi, Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness has got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. One thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
Hey, this is Nick McGill-Diaz from the Motor City Rockers. You're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, 2-0 Rockers on top of Dashers hockey. Remind yourself, hey, every time there's a fight, you win a chance to win one free service from Mosquito Joe. Be sure to head to the concierge table next time you're at Big Boy Arena. It's right above section 15, and you can enter to win your name in the Mosquito Joe fight box. And when the Rocker gets in another fight, you'll have another chance to win. Center ice draw. 8:11 to go in the third period. 2-0. Rockers in the lead. Rockers control it. They're looking to get back in the win column after they dropped the back end of their road trip and Binghamton. Nagurski to Kabatayev, rink wide feed. Ends up on the skate of Zinchenko to the offensive end. Left circle shot right to the glove of Rico Gonzalez. Almost feels a routine for him. Avery Smith out of the box, which means wherever you have Jonathan Wick, he is able to come back on the ice. So everyone who's still eligible to play in this game is, well, presumably back on their benches. I have not seen Wick or Brown. Keep an eye out for 58 or 22 in white. At the blue line, Mietten. Shot didn't make it through, and Colton, I don't think, put that puck where he wanted to. No icing. Mietten picks it up in his own end. Smith waves at it. Gagnon forces the turnover. Pass out in front. Hops into the glove of Oscar Wahlgren. 7:30 to go in the third period. 2-0. Motor City on top. Another offensive zone draw for the Rockers. Tie up on the draw, back to the point. Colton's shot doesn't make it through. Ooh, might have caught go up high. Shot slid wide. Rockers keeping the pressure on. Delaney tipped out in front. Scramble for it. Smith pokes at it. Wahlgren doesn't know where it is. He lost his stick. Smith goes back behind the net. He's battling for it. Wahlgren just trying to get as big as possible. To the far corner, Colton couldn't keep it in, and that gives Wahlgren an opportunity to reset, get the stick back as the puck's in the Rockers' end. Chipped ahead by Wyzak. Behind the net to the near side. Gagnon couldn't keep it in the zone, and offside the call. Fans, again, if you want to keep your hair on side, you can go to any of Great Clips locations. You can check them out in Roseville, in Warren, or if you're coming into a game, right across the street at Meyer, and get your hair cut at Great Clips before you come to your next Rockers game. Great Clips, the official hair cutter of your Motor City Rockers. 6:40 to go, third period. Score has been stagnant at 2-0 since the final couple of minutes of the second period when TJ Sneath scored on the power play. At the near half wall. In deep, Trey Fisher kept it on his stick, leaves it pass out in front, and it's tipped wide. Gonzalez didn't get anything of it, didn't need to, wasn't on net. To the near half wall, Juwan Davis picks it up. Bottom of the circle, pass across, too strong. Mietten in front, tipped. This looks like the last surge from the Dashers. If they can get a goal soon, it'll maybe be a little reinvigorated. This feels like the last gas. Miguel Diaz has it. It didn't dump in as far as the Dashers thought. The D-man. Pass out in front, and Rivers tipped it just wide. He looked to send it back in front of the crease, but no one was home in a black uniform. Fisher skates into the offensive zone. It's poked away. Cody Oakes in the corner. We'll slide it over all three lines. Weisblatt in his own end, pressured by Rivers. 5:22 to go in the third period. Dashers becoming more and more desperate. Pass off the mark, icing the call. Still 2-0, Motor City on top. See how aggressive the Dashers get. You get to some of the more new age, hyper-aggressive coaches, this is where you'll start to see maybe teams pull a goalie. But you still have another couple minutes for the more run-of-the-mill average coaches. Breakaway shot, and it missed wide. Zinchenko made a great move, pushed it wide, and now Stoshevsky having words on the far side with Baptiste. Bohdan Zinchenko had a look, but he just pushed it wide of the net. And then collided into Gonzalez. He didn't have a lot of room to work. Ooh, are we going to get a penalty? We are. Tim Delaney picking up the penalty. So Delaney goes to the box. 5:05 to go in the third period, and if the Dashers want a chance in this game, it feels like they have to score in these next 2 minutes. So Delaney gets 2 for hooking. Gullo in his own end. Rockers have been perfect on the penalty kill tonight. Gagnon. Cross ice pass, too strong. Milam dumps it to Gullo. Stops it before it reaches the end line, but it serves the purpose. 1:35 to go in the Delaney minor penalty for hooking. Oh, errant pass, and it's poked ahead by Walgren. He had to come out of the crease to play that one. Left wing circle pass in front of the circle, shot loose, and it's sent down the length of the ice. TJ Sneath saw it in a dangerous area. 1:11 left to go in the man advantage for the Dashers. They need a goal sooner rather than later. And the net came off the moorings and a whistle. 4:06 to go in the third period. 1:01 left to go in the Dasher man advantage. We'll step aside for a moment. Still 2-0 Rockers. You're watching Motor City Rocker Hockey.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica,
Guns N' Roses,
Aerosmith,
AC/DC,
Pearl Jam,
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ, Detroit's Wheels.
Hey, this is TJ Sneath from the Motor City Rockers, and you're watching the Rockers Broadcast Network, powered by KE Electric Supply.
Back here at Big Boy Arena, a rare low-scoring game in the Fed tonight. 2-0 Rockers on top. Take a look around the league. The Rock Lobsters got a win down in Georgia. They beat Port Huron 3-2 in regulation. So a win by the Rockers would put them just 3 points out of a playoff spot. Take a look out in Danbury. They lead at 8-6 over Watertown, although the way that game's gone, I wouldn't put it by Watertown to get a couple of late goals and make it interesting. The Columbus River Dragons still a 3-goal lead, except now it's 7-4, 11 goals in that one. And the Carolina Thunderbirds up 4-0 over the Mississippi Seawolves. 4:06 left to go in the game. 1:01 left to go in the Delaney hooking minor. Brown, he's back out on the ice. Off the draw, Colton able to push it down the length of the ice. Mietten behind his own net. Works the breakout to the far side. Smith working to cut off the angle. Drop pass left side. Shot wide. Nagurski couldn't get the right angle on it. Brown at the point. Slides to the far side. Mietin. Back to Brown. Slap shot. Saved and froze by Gonzalez. Save number 41 on the night for the Rocker netminder. Four fresh Rockers come out on the ice. Sneath to take the draw. 3:35 left in this one. Half a minute to kill on the shorthanded, or on the penalty kill, I should say, from the Rockers. Right wing circle. Puck back to Mietin at the point. Surveys the scene. Shot on net. Cool, calmly collected by Rico Gonzalez. 16 seconds until Tim Delaney's a free man. I'm surprised we didn't see the Dashers pull a goalie and try to get a 6-on-4, down 2 goals out of the media timeout. It would have been a little aggressive, but you're on a 16-game losing streak. Feels like you have to try something. Chip down the length of the ice, and that should all but do it for the penalty kill for Motor City. They have been perfect here tonight. Final seconds come off the board. 3:04 to go with this one. Rockers on top. Feet ahead. Eli Rivers back skates it into the zone. Up close shot, scores! TJ Sneath, his second of the game, goes top cheddar, and it's 3-0 Rockers. Sneath makes it 3-0, and with 2:56 to go in the game, that should all but do it. Sneath's second of the night. That is the 100th career professional goal. Smith's shot goes wide. But 100 professional goals for TJ Sneath. They collected the puck for him. 2:28 to go in the third period. This one all academic. Back to Delaney. 2:15 left to go in the third period. And the Rockers, after a so-so first period, really cranked up the heat in the latter 2 frames. Smith misses high and wide. Into neutral ice, Milam. Back to Oaks, and you can feel the wind let out of the sails by the Dashers. Buys takes it on the bounce. Back behind the net. Buys lost it. He's battling for it along the end boards. 100 seconds left in this one. And the Dashers would need one heck of a comeback if they want to at least get a point here. Wick back on the ice. Turned over at the logo. The diagonal dump in hops over the right hand of Josh Colton. To the far side, Milam lets it go. In stride, Carson Baptiste racing down the far side. Rivers onto the ice. From the right wing circle, pass across, broken up. Shot wide. Colton hopped off the stick, settles it down. Back behind the net, the captain. Backhand, it rebounded in between the circles, but it's picked up by the Dashers. Weisblatt going the other way. Shot saved by Gonzalez. Baptiste battles along the far boards. 45 seconds to go in this one. Another save by Gonzalez. Back to neutral ice where Wysick gives it up for Davis. In the left wing circle, shot, rebound. Controlled by Motor City. Gagnon, 30 seconds to go. leaves it up for Baptiste. In between the circles, Carson shoots just a bit too high over the crossbar. Wanted that cherry on top. He's not going to get it, or is he? Sneath for the hat trick, deflects wide of the net. Baptiste with 15 seconds left. Sneath behind the net. Gagnon to Delaney, looking for his first pro goal, misses wide. McGill Diaz, 5 seconds left. Dumps it in. And Rico Gonzalez, his second shutout of the month. He gets a bunch of hugs, and the Rockers get 3 points with the 3-0 victory. Motor City went an entire season without getting a shutout last year. And in the span of a few weeks, Rico Gonzalez picks up a pair himself. In fact, he's the first Rocker goalie to record 2 shutouts in the purple and black. 3-0. Motor City gets the win. They will celebrate it. As we take a break, come back, we'll recap it and more when we come back on the Rockers postgame show.
Avery Smith with Motor City Rockers. My favorite thing about Crunch Fitness is their free weight section. Bench press, dumbbell bench, do rows, about anything you can think of.
I'm Chris Buys. We're currently on the IR. Crunch Fitness has got a lot of machines, weights, super beneficial for PT, for my injury right now. They got a nice turf over there too, which is super helpful.
George's here. But one thing I really like about Crunch Fitness is the tanning beds. Rain or snowstorm outside, I don't miss a day in the sun, so I'm always getting my nice bronze color.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels is classic rock that rocks.
Metallica.
Guns N' Roses.
Aerosmith.
AC/DC.
Pearl Jam.
Ozzy.
106.7 WLLZ. Detroit's Wheels.
Up up front, shot, scores! SummerSlam now, shot, scores! Here we go, Snitson, we got a full line roll! FPHL, full line roll! Hell yeah!
A joyous mood here in Big Boy Arena as the Motor City Rockers get a 3-0 shutout win over the Dashers of Danville, Illinois. A 45-save shutout for Rico Gonzalez, the second of the month for Rico. He has been terrific. TJ Sneath had 2 goals. Gagnon had the other one. An all-around hard-earned victory for the Motor City Rockers. The first period, Dashers had some opportunities. Gonzalez had to make some big saves. They weathered the storm, and in the last 2 periods, they outshoot the Dashers 30-25. They net 3 goals. They get one on the power play, and the Rockers get back in the win column with the 3-0 victory. They are now just 3 points out of a playoff spot. Still a long way to go in the season, but you like to see them climb up the standings. They have points in 7 of their last 9 games. And you can really see what Coach Jamison Milam and Coach Zach Zalkanich are preaching here at Big Boy Arena. Want to remind you that tomorrow night we will run it back at 7:05 when these Dashers take on your Rockers, as the Rockers look for their first 6-point weekend. As there you see Rico Gonzalez getting a huge round of applause as he has earned the first star of tonight for the Motor City Rockers. One final round of applause for Gonzalez as he goes off the ice. He has been the load bearer in net while Trevor Babin has been out. Think he might get a well-earned night off tomorrow night. That'll do it for me here in Big Boy Arena. Again, your final score: the Motor City Rockers 3. The Danville Dashers have been shut out as your Rockers get back in the win column. Again, tomorrow night, 7:05 puck drop. Meet us here about 20 minutes prior for the pregame show. Thank you so much for making me a part of your Friday night. For everyone here at Big Boy Arena, thank you so much. Hope you all have a safe and wonderful Friday evening.